back again, man.
Yes, sir.
Yes, we are, man. Back again, man.
We're back in the building, and tonight's session is going to be a pretty thorough session.
Mm-hmm.
We got a lot of hot-ass topics, some touchy ones to get to.
Right.
But we're going to start it off with saying thank you to everybody for the love and all the admiration and all the support. Just coming out the gates, everybody been A1 with us and just trying to help put on and sharing the page. Shout out to Malky B, Harold, everybody, man.
Family,
man.
Fam,
everybody.
Marcus, Tanid, Danette, everybody, man. My Popcorn, man. We got shout out to Popcorn. Mm-hmm. Popcorn did a couple of things, and we appreciate y'all, man. Thank y'all, man. It's much love, man.
Yeah. All that. And yes, we're gonna start off today's segment. We wanted to just do some shout outs for some birthdays out there. We know Over to God, Jay-Z, you know, his birthday. You gotta say happy birthday to Jay. Mm-hmm. Yep, Brooklyn, BK, you know, legend. And also on the same day in 1969, the police staged a 4 a.m. no-knock raid against Black Panther Fred Hampton, firing between, now watch this, 83 to 90 rounds and killing Fred Hampton in his bed. Now I remember I watched the doc on this, they thought that he was in the house and the nigga had 100 guns, and that was their whole justification for they running in there and raiding the spot.
Right.
Fred Hampton never killed no police, but this was a part of the COINTELPRO operation. Rest in peace to Fred Hampton. If you don't know who Fred Hampton is, you need to look him up, get yourself familiarized. Huey Newton, Geronimo Pratt, all the OGs, the real OGs from the Black Panther, niggas killing cops. Okay? No disrespect to nobody, family, but, you know, we talk all this gangster shit, but them niggas is the real OGs.
Right.
They put their life on the line. A lot of them dudes sitting in political prison to this day. Been on death row and ain't going nowhere. You feel me? But they was doing it for the cause and for the people. They put their life on the line, they freedom on the line. So we gotta give them much respect. Salute, salute, salute. So while we on the topic of gangster shit, or whatever fucking niggas want to call this shit, we want to, you know, take this time and this segment, this whole podcast to address, you know, youth violence and its progression and how it's heightened, a lot of the misconceptions, unwritten laws and rules, false narratives, street codes, quote unquote. Yeah, I'm gonna let you go ahead.
As we all know, man, if you from the DMV area, we lost a young one, man, a 1-year-old, Carmelo Duncan. A 1-year-old, due to gunshots. A 1-year-old was shot in the head. 57 Southeast last. I'm heartbroken. Very heartbroken because it's just like we don't know what this boy could have been.
Yeah.
We don't know what this boy could have been.
That's the biggest part.
That's the bad thing about
it. This
boy could have saved so many lives.
Yeah, could have changed his family life. Could have been one of the biggest athletes, you name it.
Yeah.
But you know, the part that it's a lot of different parts to this. But I'm gonna try to get to every part of it that makes sense.
Right.
One thing for sure and two things for certain. Any person out here walking around that don't understand, your pride gotta be put to the side sometimes. And everybody know that you can get upset and overreact. But one thing you gotta do is leave innocent people out of something.
Exactly.
I don't care how much hate you got for somebody. I don't give a fuck what they did to you. taking an innocent person away or somebody, just a bystander, you know what I mean, just a byproduct, that's unacceptable. And I know a lot of niggas want to feel like a gorilla and beat on their chest and all this other shit. And that's cool. But I'm going to tell you what the OG told me. It's a place for gorillas. And it's called a human zoo. And it's called jail. Okay? So all that gorilla shit, that shit cool, man. But like an OG that did 12 years told me, if that's where you want to be and that's where you want to stay and go, then hey, you can go. You can go there for free. You can sign up tomorrow.
No charge.
No charge. It's free. So, on that note, you know what I mean, rest in peace, condolences, all that. Because this won't be the first time this happened, especially in the DMV area. We had a very similar situation happen with the Clay terrorists. Was that a year or two ago? Same thing. Right. People spitting these glizzies with 30-round drums on them and they shooting all over the place.
They can't even shoot. They just doing it all to like, you know, I watch a lot of you kids, man. Y'all just get out the motherfucking car, hold your head down and just shoot the motherfucker, man. And it just makes me feel like it's our old heads, you know, back in the day. It's like, it's talking about the guidance that these kids don't have no more, man. The guidance. Because your old heads doing this shit. Your old heads doing this shit. They going out here on some wild ass shit, not trying to educate. If people really fuck with you, man, they're not gonna tell you to do some dumb shit like this, man. They're not gonna.
See, I'm gonna tell you this though. It ain't even 100% like the older niggas who telling them do this shit. It's just a thing of. See, a lot of times what's unfortunate is in the streets, a lot of niggas don't even know how to identify things.
Right.
A lot of things in the streets work off of word of mouth.
Right.
And to me, guidance never was nobody's responsibility in the streets. And it damn sure wasn't really authentic to me. I think it's just always been word of mouth. Let's just call it that. Because at the end of the day, it has been some bad old heads out here and there's been some good ones. Mm-hmm. But the good ones is not ones that these young niggas gonna look up to because they the ones who ain't got nothing. Most of them is fucked up. Let's just keep it real. So they're not gonna listen to them. They're gonna listen to the niggas they hear on these records with these big chains and they talking about popping sticks and poles. That's it. You know, you gotta be a certain person to take criticism because that's what old heads do. They criticize, right? They give constructive criticism. Everybody don't take criticism, so you gotta be receptive to an old head in the first place. And a lot of these niggas are not because they not big homie. So what can you tell me? Nothing. You washed. End of story. So it's not like it's no church to take these niggas to. You can't save these motherfuckers. Ain't nobody. Like even to this day, a lot of people probably think that. No, I've heard people say that if Larry Hoover was to get released out of jail, he would be able to stop all this shit with the GDs, and I've grown to disagree terribly.
Yeah, we always go on.
Cause they don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
Sorry.
It's a different time, man, and these kids are so angry, man. I'm not angry.
They're emotionally confused. Like, they're not angry because anger is a secondhand emotion. They're not confused. They don't understand themselves. I ain't understand myself. That's why I just said anger is a not secondhand emotion, I'm sorry, secondhand reaction or secondary emotional reaction. You are usually embarrassed first, frustrated or in fear, something first. Embarrassed, and then you become angry. It's a secondary reaction. So they're not angry. That's why I said, but I've said this many times before, and shout out to Young Bands. He said this shit. A lot of these niggas ain't gangsters. They're just frustrated because they broke. They disenfranchised. They can't figure out life. But then that turned them to a gangster because you frustrated. So that's the first thing, frustration, not anger. You become